Letter to Garcia. Author Albert Hubbard told the story of Letter to Garcia during the Spanish-American War. It was imperative that the president get a message to the leader of the insurgents. His name was Garcia and he was known to fighting somewhere in the mountains of Cuba, but no mail or telegraph could reach him. Someone said, "There's a fellow by the name of Rowan who will find Garcia for you if anybody can." Rowan took the letter without hesitation. He sealed it in a leather pouch strapped over his heart. He landed in the dark of night off the coast of Cuba and made his way to the mountains, and after much difficulty, found Garcia. He handed him the letter, turned around and headed home. Hubbard tells his story in the book. Rowan didn't ask, exactly where is he, or I doubt if I can do it. There was a job to be done and he did it. Instead of making a dozen excuses why you can't complete the task, think about Rowan. Deliver the goods. Life is a gift. There was a blind girl who hated herself just because she was blind. She hated everyone, except her loving boyfriend. He was always there for her. She said that if she could only see the world, she would marry her boyfriend. One day, someone donated a pair of eyes to her and then she could see everything, including her boyfriend. Her boyfriend asked her, "Now that you can see the world, will you marry me?" The girl was shocked when she saw that her boyfriend was blind too, and refused to marry him. The boy walked away, and later he wrote a letter to her saying, "Just take care of my eyes, dear." This is how most of human brains behave after a change in status. Only few remember what life was before, and who's always been there even in the most painful situations. In a world filled with hatred, there are very few people who truly care for fellow beings. Always keep them happy. Moral of the short story: life is a gift, live it, enjoy it, celebrate it, and fulfill it. Life is like a cafeteria. A friend's grandfather came to America from Eastern Europe. After being processed at Ellis Island, he went into a cafeteria in Lower Manhattan to get something to eat. He sat down at an empty table and waited for someone to take his order. Of course, nobody did. Finally, a woman with a tray full of food sat down opposite him and informed him how a cafeteria worked. "Start out at that end," she said. "Just go along the line and pick out what you want. At the other end, they'll tell you how much you have to pay." "I soon learned that's how everything works in America," the grandfather told a friend. "Life's a cafeteria here. You can get anything you want as long as you are willing to pay the price. You can even get success, but you'll never get it if you wait for someone to bring it to you. You have to get up and get it yourself." Live and work. Father was a hard-working man who delivered bread as a living to support his wife and 3 children. He spent all his evenings after work attending classes, hoping to improve himself so that he could one day find a better paying job. Except for Sundays, father hardly ate a meal together with his family. He worked and studied very hard because he wanted to provide his family with the best money could buy. Whenever the family complained that he was not spending enough time with them, he reasoned that he was doing all this for them. But he often yearned to spend more time with his family. The day came when the examination results were announced. To his joy, father passed, and with distinctions too. Soon after, he was offered a good job as a senior supervisor, which paid handsomely. Like a dream come true, father could now afford to provide his family with life's little luxuries like nice clothing, fine food, and vacation abroad. However, the family still did not get to see father for most of the week. He continued to work very hard, hoping to be promoted to the position of manager. In fact, to make himself a worthy candidate for the promotion, he enrolled for another course in the Open University. Again, whenever the family complained that he was not spending enough time with them, he reasoned that he was doing all this for them. But he often yearned to spend more time with his family. Father's hard work paid off and he was promoted. Jubilantly, he decided to hire a maid to relieve his wife from her domestic tasks. He also felt that their 3-room flat was no longer big enough. It would be nice for his family to be able to enjoy the facilities and comfort of a condominium. Having experienced the rewards of his hard work many times before, father resolved to further his studies and work at being promoted again. The family still did not get to see much of him. In fact, sometimes father had to work on Sundays entertaining clients. Again, whenever the family complained that he was not spending enough time with them, he reasoned that he was doing all this for them. But he often yearned to spend more time with his family. As expected, father's hard work paid off again and he bought a beautiful condominium overlooking the coast of Singapore. On the first Sunday evening at their new home, father declared to his family that he decided not to take any more courses or pursue any more promotions. From then on, he was going to devote more time to his family. Father did not wake up the next day. Related story: the important things in life. Looking at mirror one day, all the employees reached the office and they saw a big advice on the door on which it was written, "Yesterday, the person who has been hindering your growth in this company passed away. We invite you to join the funeral in the room that has been prepared in the gym." In the beginning, they all got sad for the death of one of their colleagues, but after a while, they started getting curious to know who was that man who hindered the growth of his colleagues and the company itself. The excitement in the gym was such that security agents were ordered to control the crowd within the room. The more people reached the coffin, the more the excitement heated up. Everyone thought, "Who is this guy who was hindering my progress? Well, at least he died." One by one, the thrilled employees got closer to the coffin, and when they looked inside it, they suddenly became speechless. They stood nearby the coffin, shocked and in silence, as if someone had touched the deepest part of their soul. There was a mirror inside the coffin. Everyone who looked inside it could see himself. There was also a sign next to the mirror that said, "There is only one person who is capable to set limits to your growth. It is you. You are the only person who can revolutionize your life. You are the only person who can influence your happiness, your realization, and your success. You are the only person who can help yourself. Your life does not change when your boss changes, when your friends change, when your partner changes, when your company changes. Your life changes when you change, when you go beyond your limiting beliefs, when you realize that you are the only one responsible for your life. The most important relationship you can have is the one you have with yourself." Moral: the world is like a mirror. It gives back to anyone the reflection of the thoughts in which one has strongly believed. The world and your reality are like mirrors lying in a coffin, which show to any individual the death of his divine capability to imagine and create his happiness and his success. It's the way you face life that makes the difference.